Okay, I'm going to try to prove something, if possible, if plausible, believable, not using only what I believe myself alone or what I did myself alone, but what was presented by other people, even having to look a little at the device of the enemies to put things together, connect the dots, and draw a conclusion. Ye did run well. Who did endure you that ye should not obey the truth? This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So people are at liberty to speak. That's what is to be hoped for. I'm looking over here. René Franklin, he has an issue with somebody saying not only evil of me, and so he's going after. Tamara, you are the one who is ill is the title of the video.
Samara, sweet purple grass.
And then you see that the comments are turned off. Tamara does not have herself YouTube videos the way that she is posting is through comments on other people's videos. So when the comments are turned off, then discussion is closed and there's nothing to be done except maybe posting on somebody else's YouTube channel. But René Franklin bringing the issue here with Tamara, talking about letting me know she hears my story, then she related to her story, and then she's telling me, what do you think she's telling me? She doesn't want me to be hurting myself more than necessary, because it's common thing for men to wait even 2 decades for a woman saying to them, I love you out of brotherly love. Don't waste your time. It's a false hope. When I said that other women are telling me from what they see, they are telling me, forget about it, it's false hope. It's just for her amusement. It's just for her entertainment. So here's the message again, real quick. And I am sorry your cousin did that to you, as I had a few men who believed they were meant for me, and like her, I told them I think of them like brothers, as I did not love either of them, as both waited over 2 decades. One telling Dan, I take it that her husband is called Dan, waited over 2 decades, one telling Dan how it was not fair, as he was wanting me for many years. I made sure I prayed for 6 months till God answered me about being with Dan. So I take it that it's her husband, but 2 other men waited 2 decades to be with her, or at least have a relationship with her. And then Tamara saying that God answered that she should be with Dan. That's what is the comment from Tamara. So I truly am sorry she does not want you the way you want her, and those making fun are showing they too are either hurt or mentally ill. So comments are turned off. Ramnoy posted her comment saying that there is another higher power than the God of the Bible that is going to destroy Tamara because she posted this comment. Now it's getting really dark. Not dark because it's dark outside, but it's just because when the veil is going to be removed, the second veil, it's going to be ugly. So comments are turned off. René Franklin, he got mad. The spirit that is in him, I said, he's a sheep because I believe that I declare in advance the end. René Franklin insisted that he's a goat. Baphomet Satan is a goat. Partly female, partly female. Voyons, partly male, partly female, partly goat. 3 parts of his body showing 3 different aspects of appearance, beast, man, male and female, okay? René insisted that he's a goat. He said that, you know, he's been watching at iPad Goat forever, and then he's saying that from there he can figure out, and some other places, that he's looking everywhere, like the Gnostic, looking at every places, taking from every places, and then he's saying, okay, here's the secret, and I'm telling you the secret. So, when I was going from place to place to challenge everybody over my God, then I went in the different churches, and I went at one time watch, assist. It was like 1 hour or 2 hours about presentation from Gnostic. So I know how it works the Gnostic way. Okay, I understand it because I went 2 hours to see like a type of presentation from the Gnostic. I had to pay something like $20, and then I could assist to what they had to say, because I wanted to compare and to test if my God stands in front of their belief. I went to Catholic church, I went to Scientology church, I went to the Gnostic presentation, I went to places when there were witches, you know, they were selling stuff, and it's like spells, but black magic, white magic, just to see a little bit about what they were able to do and what they were really, to compare, okay? But then you've got the Gnostic themselves. They take from every belief, and they make like a new package belief out of a little bit of every belief. And I know that René, that's what he's doing, because he said in his video that's what he's doing. Now, the spirit that is in him, saying that there is another God that is higher than the God of the Bible, that will destroy Tamara. Okay? So I'm asking, what is this other God, higher power? Can you say precisely who is your God, René Franklin, that can destroy Tamara and that is higher than the God of the Bible? Do you have the courage, René Franklin, to say out loud, or are you just going to comments are turned off? Why do you go crazy mad because Tamara has put this comment there? What triggered you so much that you say that in the same video, you say that people should not say anything good about me because I've been talking about, I was in my bed and I was thinking of unaliving. You say unalive, but I said kill. Because the voices that were harassing me were repeating in my head all the time. It's not a fantasy. So you present it as some type of fantasy. Then you say people that are saying anything good about me are really wrong. But then in the same message here, 2-minute message you put out, you say that your God, higher power than the God of the Bible, will destroy Tamara and take care of her in the sense of killing her. You say that people looking at my testimony really got to be mentally ill if they even listen to it. But in the same message, you say that your God is going to destroy Tamara. And you say that I'm making videos just to make fun of people, when all you do, René Franklin, is making fun of people. You said that you had put the beam yourself in your eye. You always displaying your pride. You say that in your name there is the name Pride, René Franklin Magee Pride. You say that you put the beam in your eye yourself. You say you're a goat. And you say that your God is out there to destroy Tamara because she said that.
You came onto my channel and said that there was something wrong with every one of them. Tamara, Purple Sweetgrass. Then when you went over to his page, but I'll say this about you, Tamara, Purple Sweetgrass. There's something wrong with you if you go around trying to play all the sides and try to act like you're all goody-goody. No, you're wicked as fuck, and there's no other way to describe it. You will be destroyed. It's not going to be by the Bible, God. There is another higher power, God, that's going to, see to you.
Okay, so I want René Franklin to find the courage to really be honest about who is this God that he's thinking that is higher than the Most High God from the Bible, which is Jesus Christ. The Lord Jesus Christ is the Most High. There's not an higher God than that. He is the Most High. So who is your God?
Tamara, Sweet Purple Grass.
What got you so mad? So here, I'm going to do a little bit of comparison because Jonathan Clegg taking some stuffed toy and then he's putting what looks to me like an underwear over the face and it's covering the eyes, and he's saying this is all the people that are watching his videos.
You, this is Johnny. I love you guys in Christ. I'm going to let this video go. That's you. This is Johnny. I love you guys in Christ. I'm going to let this video go. That's you. This is Johnny. I love you in Christ. I retrofitted one of my sheepdog hats when it wasn't the best set of cutting holes, but you ready for a hunt?
So he's putting underwear over his stuffed toy. It's blinding the eyes, and he's saying that it's you, and then people are blind, and he's laughing. But there's something else going on. He's saying that he was making millions of dollars. He was in a wealthy family, married. You know, for to be married to Illuminati family, you have to be yourself in another Illuminati family. They don't open the door to everybody. And then after that, he's saying that he was willing to die and to sacrifice all of this. But this is right from the third degree, from Freemasonry reference about as well as thing to thing for is to die and to be initiated. The coffin in Freemasonry, there was Kelly Barr, she exposed the symbolism of third degree Freemasonry over the wall as a coffin. Now, I'm over here, there, okay? Don't ask me what I'm doing over there, but for the sake of comparison, what do you see here? It's a coffin. You see the coffin? Ships inside of a real coffin. And it's a doll. And it's a doll for to have sex intercourse with one of those influencers, which saying that they want to be raised and die, and they are making millions a month for encouraging immorality. So just for sake of proving that what Kelly Barr had brought with prophet of Baal and thou shalt take no gift, the gift perverted the words of thee, and then it's continuing. And she's talking about Amos also, which prophet they rejected because he was not speaking to the people that they wanted him to speak, and the things that he would say were not the things that they wanted the prophet to say. So Kelly Barr was exposing the thing with the coffin. The coffin has to do with the accomplishment of the Mason, and then it has to do with the things that were sacrificed and died, just as it's saying here, and word answered to word, as well as thing to thing, for is to die and to be initiated. The coffin in Freemasonry is found on a tracing boards, where the accomplishment of the Mason are, of the early part of the 18th century, and has always constituted a part of the symbolism of the third degree, where the reference is precisely the same as that of the, and I don't know what's the rest, but you see, okay, it's making me think that maybe the degrees, they don't even go in the order that the highest degree is really the higher degree. I'm really not knowing much about it, but from only from what Kelly Barr had brought for to show that, you see prophet of Baal over there, 666 over his head, the coffin, from the thing about accomplishment from the Freemason boards, tracing boards, something, and is found over somebody who's selling the appearance or the image of her own body for people to have sexual intercourse, and she's coming from inside that coffin. And I believe that the coffin not only represent death, but also represent the same type of sacrifice for accomplishment that she would have done. And then there's the coffin for the tracing board accomplishment and the things ready to die, because she's literally giving the image of her body for to have intercourse with anybody who would pay for it. Now, you've got like, she was in a bath. She was putting water of her own bath in pots and was selling the water of her bath for people to lust over. Now she's selling a coffin, and she's coming out of the coffin as a doll for people. So, I mean, they say what? Okay, it's the YouTube channel called Curse. Belle Delphine just went too far. And then she's having an interview, and she's saying how much she wants it to be possible that she may die. It's all relating to the thing of ritual of Freemasonry. And when you see that Jonathan Clegg is putting the coffin, but he's saying it's just for his parachute. Well, the parachute is like he's throwing himself from a plane, and then it's like to die, because if you throw yourself down a plane, then you would die. But then there's the parachute. But then it's part of a ritual, because he's saying that it represents the fall of man. But it's really about this, okay? I just wanted to show you this, because I think that when he's saying this is you, and he's showing underwear on top of something, and it's covering the eye, and he's saying that he was ready to die, you know. Sorry, it's hard for me to get the right lighting. But think about this, okay? He's taking this and he's saying that it's the people that are watching his video. He's put something that looks like an underwear over his head and is covering the eye, so, to say that the people that are watching him are blind. He's presenting himself as the harbinger prophet of the end time, and people that did not listen to him, they will all die. Because, you know, he's giving the message, people not listening to him would die. But then he's saying that people watching him are like blind. He's got two fire behind him. And he's saying it's really a game of hide and seek over his shirt. He's showing the Sasquatch.
Alright, I love you guys in Christ. I'm going to let this video go. That's you. This is Johnny. I love you in Christ. That is just one folder, you guys.
The record must contain some documented scriptures, and this is the introduction to the record. He uploaded that 20 hours ago. He's explaining how he was married to Dupont, and then he had to die. Well, can you say and word answer to word as well as a thing to thing for his to die and to be initiated? The coffin in Freemasonry. Kelly Barr was explaining it. 4 years ago, she was telling to everybody about it. But people were focusing on what? The twins, the thing about how Jonathan Click had bought guns, but then he had destroyed the guns and all of this, okay. But nothing really about what Kelly Barr was bringing was even discussed at all. So the thing with the coffin, the thing about for it as thing to think for us to die and to be initiated, it's the third degree. So when you go over there's not the coffin there, but there was the coffin over the other places. Then there is the thing with making millions of dollars and selling a Barbie toy for sex coming in a coffin, because the coffin is really representative of the third degree accomplishment tracing board. People making millions of dollars, they are not going unnoticed, and the Satanists, they do get them, and if they don't, then I guess that they're not allowed to be that rich. So it might be a blessing to be poor. So bear with me and watch this. It's 8 minutes, and understand the relation between this and the testimony from Jonathan Clay. And then this one.
With all the sunglass money and just I thought I'd do all that instead of just stick with all the sunglass money and just stay married to DuPont and, you know, go do whatever the heck I wanted to do.
He said that the contract is still holding. It's still in effect. How could he say back then, a couple years back, how could he say that the contract with the sunglasses company was still holding? And then here he's trying to pretend again that it's not holding, but it was still in effect. He said that it was still in effect and he could get it back whenever he wanted. So for example, when there was the issue with the twins, I mean, where are they now? What they have to say for themselves concerning this? At the time of the twins, there was Gene. Jonathan Clegg said that everybody over the house of Gene would be in the radar. Everyone. Who was on the first page? Well, Kelly and me. So, of course, he's looking over here. Don't try my name over the, don't say my name over the rooftop. Jonathan Fleck is saying that he made millions of dollars. He's saying that he gave up on the sunglasses company. But then if people follow the story, when he wanted, he just said it's still in full effect. He can bring it full force to put lawsuit on anybody he wants. He's saying that he's no longer married to Dupont. But if he's lying when he's saying that he gave up on the sunglasses company, but he's saying after that it was still in full effect, then you can bet that his marriage with the Dupont is still in full effect. So when he's saying that he had to die, it was for the initiation.
Courtrooms and have people start trying to throw me in jail left and right just because I was speaking truth. I thought I'd do all that instead of just stick with all the sunglass money and just stay married to DuPont and, you know, go do whatever the heck I wanted to do with my life. But instead I laid it on the altar for y'all. God sheep. Yes. So I was willing to give my life away for the well-being of others, which isn't really a false prophet kind of attitude, which is, so I was willing, God sheep. Yes. So I was willing to give my life away for the well-being of others.
So you see how he's saying that he was willing to give his life away? He's talking about like dying.
But instead I laid it on the altar for y'all. God sheep. Yes. So I was willing to give my life away for the well-being of others.
On the altar for a sacrifice, he was willing to give his life away. So then you've got this. Okay, so you can compare. He's talking about he was making millions of dollars. Just to make sure that you get the idea that there's something to compare there.
Race. So she got knocked up by, and then what happened? Eve was seduced by the serpent. And then what happened? Eve was seduced by the serpent race. So she got knocked up by a male, but female energy knocked up Eve. Then Eve did bring to Adam. The Jews say that was Lilith. And then Adam, he has carnal knowledge, and then he impregnates Eve after that, because the sex thing's wide open now. And so Eve gets impregnated, and she has heteropaternal superfecundation twins, Cain and Abel. One's of the earth, one's the Lord from heaven. The one from the earth is attached to the pit. The Lord from heaven, his angels that wanted to come in, now they're trapped in host bodies, and they must be redeemed. That's the whole system. And I can show it to you in all books of the Bible pretty much right now, because the Lord's let me see it. Because I am an end-time harbinger. I'm not a false prophet. What do I have to gain by making myself a target to the whole world? I walked away from, you know what? I walked away from tens of millions of dollars in sunglass trademarks that I owned. You know what? I walked away from tens of millions of dollars in sunglass trademarks that I owned.
Okay, so we're talking about millions, multi-millions of dollars. Well, guess what? She also talking about millions of dollars that she's making, and you get to see the same type of thing, you know, must be ready to die. And the thing about the coffin, the thing about accomplishment, tracing board, Freemasonry.
So So Belle Delphine is back, and she's even worse than before. If you've been on the internet for more than like 5 or 6 years, then you definitely remember this dark part of YouTube history. For those who need a refresher, Belle Delphine was the OG e-girl. Like, she was there before life itself was on Earth. And for anybody wondering what she was like in the past, girl, like part of YouTube history. For those who need a refresher, Belle Delphine was the OG e-girl. Like, she was there
before
life itself
was on Earth. It's a reference to what? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Now they say that this girl was there before life itself was on Earth.
5 or 6 years, then you definitely remember this dark part of YouTube history. For those who need a refresher, Belle Delphine was the OG e-girl. Like, she was there before life itself was on Earth. And for anybody wondering what she was like in the past, unfortunately for you, there are still videos of it today. If there was any confusion here that like it was a cute little video, she's playing with the dead octopus. And honestly, I don't know what's worse, her playing with the dead octopus or the fact that she has somebody recording her playing with the dead octopus. And in 2024, I'm inclined to believe those are Jeffrey Dahmer tendencies, if I'm being real. And the worst part is, that's not even the craziest thing she's done.
So you don't have to, you don't need to know everything, details, what it's coming from, because I don't know neither. But what I saw from this is, you know, there is hints that she had to be in the Freemason to do this. The spirits around choosing their hosts, what they can do with them.
Most people know Belle Delphine as the girl.
People who are poor are more free than the people who are rich, because when you get too rich, you're not allowed to do freely what you want, because else, you know, the thing with the monopoly and to have control over everything, then every time somebody is getting too rich, then they have to be absorbed by the octopus,
who sold her bathwater. And yes, thing she's done. Most people know Belle Delphine as the girl who sold her bathwater. And yes, that was her.
Rise up, gamer boys. It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Alright, I've seen enough. Nobody actually bought this though, right? Sometimes there are things that I don't even want to comment on, so I think we're just going to let that one slide.
I don't think you were supposed to drink it. But anyway, okay, it's just to show, like, it's to show the depravity more.
But I think you're beginning to understand why I call this period of time the Dark Ages, because this was probably the closest thing to hell we've ever come.
Was it real?
Yes.
And how
Yes.
long did it take to fill up that many jars of bath water?
So I go in the bath and then just like chill out, play some like podcast or some show or something, and just fill it up and scoop it out.
Funny thing is, I actually heard some people got herpes from drinking the bathwater. Now, I don't know how true that rumor is, but I feel like if you drink the water, then you almost deserve it. But now that you guys see the villain that we were up against, I'm pretty sure you're wondering what she's been up to recently. And until her latest stunt, she has been pretty tamed. And of course, by tamed, she's still playing with dead animals. You know, some things you just have to accept. But she's been going on podcasts and talking about her life and her past YouTube events, and there's actually something shocking that you're going to hear.
No,
What is your actual relationship with your mother and your father?
I have no dad.
Obviously, I'm kidding. That's probably the least shocking information you'll hear this year. The real shocking info comes from her Twitter, where she talks about how she actually lost money selling the bathwater. I guess our friend over here didn't buy enough of them. He should have bought like 20 more, maybe 30 more tops. But to keep a long story short, she basically saying that PayPal just randomly closed her account with $90,000 in it and just ran off with the money. And now I'm not saying that we shouldn't feel bad for her, because if what she's saying is true, then PayPal should be held responsible, because that's just really wrong. But when you hear how much she made from OnlyFans a month, you'll start to realize that that's really just a drop in the bucket for her.
How many subscribers do you have on your OnlyFans?
I don't want to say that, but I
I tried.
Never do.
I'll just say it. I think we're all like the main people on OnlyFans are roughly earning the same, I think, from what I know. And at the moment, it's like $1 million a month.
Yes, you heard her right. She was making $1 million a month from OnlyFans, and that's such an insane number to think about, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to point out something that I've noticed though, and it's that every time you ask an OnlyFans girl how much they make, they never want to tell you. And do you want to know why? It's because they know they should not be making that much money.
As an OnlyFans creator, like, how much money are you making, like, a month?
Oh, you know I can't discuss that.
I'll tell you how much I make a stream.
And more likely than not, if the people who were paying for it heard how much they were making, they'd probably stop paying for it. But then again, I can't even really blame her for it, because it's not her fault that people are really, really stupid with their money. But getting back on track with Belle Delphine, they'd probably stop paying for it. But then again, I can't even really blame her for it, because it's not her fault that people are really, really stupid with their money.
Like I was really, really stupid with my money when I did trust you. But that's the past. What's in the future, Dan?
But getting back on track with Belle Delphine, as I had said, in the recent years, she seemed to have calmed down a bit, and she even seemed to be regretful of the things she had done in the past.
Would you still like to have an internet presence, even if it's a kind of a more vanilla kind of content? Would that be fun, or that you see that as worse, pointless?
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like
fun, or that you see that as worse, pointless?
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and.
So they present it as remorse, but it was not remorse. It was part of an initiation. I just showed you the third degree. It's for an initiation. The things that must die. Now she's talking about she wished that somebody could kill her on the internet. It was part of an initiation.
Getting back on track with Belle Delphine, as I had said, in the recent years, she seemed to have calmed down a bit, and she even seemed to be regretful of it.
But that was not for regret that she did it.
The things she had done in the past.
Would you still like to have an internet presence, even if it's a kind of a more vanilla kind of content? Would that be fun, or that you see that as worse, pointless?
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like somehow delete everything, or just kind of die in a sense.
And now you understand why the police are being told by the top higher rank in the police that they must no longer take cases that are relating to social media. So the people that are in control are telling to the people under them that when somebody come up with a case that involves social media, they will not take the case anymore. Now you know why. You wanted to know why the law failed you? I'm telling you everything. But you're asking all your questions to everybody else, even though I'm telling you everything.
And just move on. I like chapters.
Hearing this will make anybody...
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like somehow delete everything, or just kind of die in a sense. And just move on.
So she could get to the next thing with the Freemasonry and get up the ranks and the degrees. She would have her accomplishment, and then she come up with the coffin. Same as accomplishment that was displayed proudly by Jonathan Clerc over his wall. And the facade was to say to people that it was just his parachute canopy hanger.
I like chapters.
Hearing this would make anybody believe that Belle just wanted to live her life and forget about the things she did in the past. But if that was true, I wouldn't be making this video. Not too long after that podcast, Belle decided to drop a doll. And I'm not talking about a Barbie doll. I'm talking about one of those dolls. Belle wrote on her Twitter, and I quote, "Ever wanted to f me? Now you can almost. I'm selling my very own customized toy, including my own clothes and worn panties." It's basically me, but less annoying. You know what the craziest fact to me about all of this is? It's not even the fact that she made the doll, because I know that's crazy in and of itself. It's the fact that I know people are going to buy this. I know for a guaranteed fact at least 100 people have already bought this doll. I don't even know how much it cost, but I know people are going to buy it. I'm also trying to figure out how we went from this.
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like somehow delete everything or just kind of die in a sense.
To this. Did she realize the fact that there's no way that
kind of die in a sense?
To this.
So there's the coffin. Tracing board, Freemasonry, accomplishment, millions of dollars. Okay, does it ring a bell? The thing about the perversion, everything that Jonathan Click presented, it had to include some perversion.
Did she realize the fact that there's...
From beginning to end.
No way that she could ever like erase what she did in the past. So she said, fuck it, I'm just going to double down. I also don't want to skip over the packaging of this thing because it's literally in a coffin, like it's shipped in a coffin. I can only imagine if the box has to go through a special check to see if there's anything illegal in it, and they open up the box and they see a coffin, and then they open up the coffin and see the doll. I personally think you should have to be put on a watch list if you buy this doll. And of course, I have to go to the comments section.
Okay, so enough of this. I don't think that the rest is even relevant, but just wanted to make this comparison because for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit, there's the pyramid, the Paris Eiffel Tower again. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever that made manifest is light, wherefore he said, Awake, do that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So when I found you back, because you were pulled back over here, how did it start? You showed the wine. And I said, well, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So yes, everything was prepared. And now you really are in a snare. So are you going to say it's from the serpent? You make a video and you say what? What you say when you open the mouth? You say, look, it seems there is a serpent in my garden. Speak as much as you want. And in the middle of your escapade in your garden, maybe you could take some time to really give me input over one of my questions so they would not be endless. If you would just truly, honestly, go for it. But it's going to be up to you to decide what you're doing, because I still don't know if you were doing this for really trying to put me back over the lawsuit again, or if you did it because you needed an excuse to be near, because it makes your life better. I don't want to say anything anymore anyway, because talking too much, then evil starting to come out.